Hey everyone, and welcome back to the sports section. So let's talk about the hottest topic right now in world football. Yes, I'm talking about the Saudi takeover of basically the sport. They've been buying teams, they're now buying players left, right, and center, paying them insane amount of money to go and play in their league. Now I'm going to jump from topic to topic throughout this video, but first up, I want to touch on the misconception that they basically own Chelsea, and just because now a couple of Saudi Arabian teams have bought some Chelsea players for X amount of money, this creates a conflict of interest. Maybe this is illegal because the PIF, the Public Investment Fund, has a minority stake in Clearlayer Capital, and yes, they do invest billions of dollars with them as well. Now, shall I remind you that Arsenal are paying Chelsea 65 million for Havertz, and Man City are paying 25 to 30 million for Kovacic, which is way more than what Chelsea is selling Ziyech, Mendy, and Koulibaly for. So I don't really see here why people like Gary Neville always look for a chance to attack a club like Chelsea. He did the same. He did the same with Roman Abramovich, right? Roman Abramovich had to sell his club because suddenly there was immense pressure because he's Russian, and yes, he's the devil, and that's why he has to sell his club, even though he has invested and contributed even more for the city of London and during the pandemic as well than many of these English people, many of English institutions. But of course, it's all about the media optics, so let's do that. Topic number one, a nothing burger, pure BS jealousy, because, well, Chelsea has been successful for so long. How are they successful? Let's try and bash him in the media and hope they fail. Yes, we had the bad season, but look, we are able to sell players for a decent amount of money still, and we will be attracting even more players throughout this summer. Now, with regards to the Saudian takeover of football, let's call it. Of course, we all know by now that they're trying to buy the World Cup for 2030. They already have some ambassadors with the likes of Messi. That's one of the reasons why they would have loved him to come and play in their leagues, because also the other big name is playing in their league, Cristiano Ronaldo. Imagine if they could have streamed, right, and advertised, marketed the game Cristiano Ronaldo versus Messi in the desert. Would have been a very, very big success for them. But right now, since Messi has gone to Miami, and who knows, maybe a year from now, Ronaldo will decide to go to the MLS as well, because why not? The MLS could get a Ronaldo versus Messi game, and that, my friends, will be huge. Of course, huge brand deals, maybe stake in their club as well. Maybe Apple will give him also a percent of the streaming rights. Who knows? But just like with China did not so long ago, right? They also bought a lot of players, not as big of the names as we've seen right now go into the Saudi Arabian League. No, but they did buy a lot of, let's say, semi-big names in Europe, pay them a significant amount of money to come and play in the Chinese league. Guess what? I didn't wake up in the middle of the night to watch Beijing against Wuhan Treehouse or whatever they're called there. No. And I can guarantee you that I'm not waking up early or going to sleep late to watch Karim Benzema or Kante or Ziyech or Ronaldo play in the Saudi Arabian League as well. I'd much rather watch La Liga games, Premier League games, Serie A games, Bundesliga games, Champions League games. And so do people in Australia, people in Japan, people in the United States, people in Latin America as well. These people wake up in the middle of the night, very, very early, go to sleep very late to watch European games, because these games are attractive. These leagues are attractive. It doesn't matter how much money you think you can spend to buy people's eyes, because at the end of the day, that's what you want. You want people to watch your games. It doesn't matter. The culture is already set. European games are worth watching. Anything else, to be honest, not that much. Now, of course, if they manage to buy the World Cup in 2030, just like Qatar did, would be seen as a success for them. Now, for those that don't really follow the news when it comes to economics, financial, etc., Saudi Arabia knows very well that if they continue to just focus on oil as their sole economic contributor, things won't end well for them. And this is why they've started, not today, not last year, a couple of years ago, they've started to invest in sports. They've started to invest in a lot of sports, not just football, right? Live Golf, remember Live Golf? Competitor to the PGA Tour? Well, guess what? Right now, they merge together. They invest in a lot of sports, UFC, boxing, streaming, esports. I think the Asian Winter Olympics or so will be held there as well in an artificial ski resort, which again makes absolutely no sense because right in Europe, you cannot use your air conditioning that much right now because of climate change, but they're allowed to build a $500 billion resort complex for the Winter Olympic Games. Makes total sense. But coming back to the point there, where they should not rely solely on oil for their future, they should rely on other revenue sources, such as sports, such as green energy as well. So of course, this is something that has not started right now. This has been in progress for a couple of years now. But I do think that we should keep an eye on how much influence we want to give a country like Saudi Arabia when it comes to sports. Because sports touches the younger generation, and if you put all of that in the hands of such a country, then things could get wild. And also from a fair play standpoint, letting a country own a club isn't really fair, right? I mean, Qatar owns PSG, they might maybe own Manchester United, Newcastle is owned by Saudi Arabia, lots of teams in the Saudi Arabian league are 75% owned by the Public Investment Fund, so I mean, doesn't really make much sense, but as you know, FIFA, UEFA, all these big institution, corporations, government bodies, whatever you want to call it, are corrupt through and through. This is not new. But of course, as long as many people enjoy it, as long as many people can make videos and tweet about that, nothing will change.